right? We did Summoner and we did Weird Hunter on this file already. There are 2 different arrow classes. In fact, there's 3 different arrow classes over here. I just haven't got the Apostate unlocked. I do want to play a Ranger. However, I also really want to play a Berserker. And I really want to play a Pathfinder because those are fundamentally different ways of playing the melee class that we played in a completely different way. That we just balled out of control and stacked up damage on. So I could easily go Pathfinder, Berserker, Zealot, or Sentinel. Between Zealot and Sentinel, Zealot focuses on shooting rarely but lethally. Their weaker stats can be greatly buffed with calculations and waiting for the right opening. And then the Sentinel's the inverse, where you focus on shooting as many arrows as you possibly can. Their weak statistics can be greatly buffed through thoughtful preparation. My god. Manufactured opinion. That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you very much for gifting 10 tier 1 subs in community to Tendriculos, to Zayat, to Jellyfish, to Foul Rage, to Benville Haven, Nakaton, Buttwrinkle, Gentle Killer 97, that one, Eagle, and Red Porman. Enjoy your emotes in chat and welcome to the Republic, y'all, as well as thank you so much, Manufactured Opinion, for all of your videos I've watched over the past year. That is incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much. Speaking thereof as well, Shadowblood, thank you very much for the Prime subscription. Enjoy your emotes in chat and welcome back to the Republic, as well as KG Bowler. Thank you very much for the Prime subscription. Enjoy your emotes in chat and welcome to the Republic. Shadowblood said, here we go again. Don't know how many months it's been. I'm glad you've no regret there. Sentinel sounds a little too similar to the Weird Hunter. I don't read them that way. Amphids immediately says they aren't. I would tend to agree. I have played 1 round with the Pathfinder off camera in my own time. And it was very much, honestly, it's probably closer to like the Zealot playstyle. It was very much defend, 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 destroy. Defend, 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 destroy, right? Like, it swaps back and forth consistently. Go for the Zealot, see what it's like. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm humming and hawing on this screen, hoping that someone's going to tell me to play the Berserker or the Pathfinder, but it's not going to happen. Let's do the Zealot. Difficulty level 2. The more details here show us... Wait, oh, did we not win last... We're on the right file, right? No, we're not! This is the right file. There we go. Okay, so this should be difficulty level 3. There we go. Berserker tomorrow? Perhaps Berserker tomorrow. Perhaps. Okay, so the Zealot is from the faction the Watchers of Turhan. Zealots focus on shooting rarely but lethally. Their weak statistics can be greatly buffed with calculations and waiting for the right opening. They collect unused cards and use them later on to forge a powerful elemental arrow with their ultimate ability, and their passive skill is not necessarily represented there just yet. We'll see that as we go in. Silly, thank you very much for gifting a tier 1 sub to Amphids. Amphids, enjoy your emotes in chat, and welcome back to the Republic. Simply play all of the classes at once? I wish. I absolutely deeply wish that I could. They all have something. A wrinkle of something in there that I find interesting. I also do like the kind of subsecting of classes into subclasses like it. Like, obviously, it's 3 rangers, 3 melee units, and then 3 summoners, magical units over on the other side as well, right? And then Vault of the Void also has 3 characters, and then each of the characters has 2 specializations. I really like that. Because I feel like, a lot of games have done the Slay the Spire type, which is, here is a character, it has all of these things in its toolset. Which is good and has its own merits, but man, I like just having a little bit of a different option there at the very start. I don't know. I like having more options. Never seen any gameplay of this game. Is it a deck builder? Yes, it is. This is a deck builder. It is a roguelike, and it is an RPG as well. All right. Let's pull up our... Where are we? Passives. I want to see what our beginning passive is. So because we're an archer, we have agile movement, all barriers, barrier being temporary HP, lasts only 1 turn. If you start a turn with negative armor, gain barrier equal to 50% of the missing armor. And then there's Ruthless Draws. After using a maneuver or a quiver, we'll see what those card types are in a moment. Gain plus 25% damage for the next hit. And we see what those card types are now immediately. Excuse me. Let me clear my throat. Sorry, y'all. So a quiver is a card that allows you to use your energy and or ultimate charges. You can see here the cost is not just 1 energy, but 3 ultimate charges as well to draw more arrow cards. And then we have maneuvers. The maneuvers for the archers are particularly interesting because they have multiple different states. So we can see here a maneuver is a card that has many states. It flips to another state after being played. So you play Feints, it gives you 10 armor this turn, and then gains barrier equal to 100% of your armor. And then after that, it changes to Unbreakable Fates, which gives you 150% of your current armor, but doesn't give you any armor itself. Those persist between combats. So if I flip this in one combat, I'll go into the next combat, and it'll be Unbreakable Fates for the next combat. We also have Bow Draw, gain 25% damage for 3 turns. The other side of that being this turn, gain 100% damage, lose 25 armor for 3 turns. And then we also have the Stepping Stones. Side 1 is gain 0% damage for the next hit, discard all arrows, but you increase the percentage by 20% for all arrows in hand. So like draw a bunch of arrows, use Stepping Stones to discard them, buff your next hit, go for the jugular. And then Charge, which is a 2 cost that does the same, but it increases your damage discarding all arrows 50% for each. Excuse me. Good lord. Sorry about that. Silly, thank you very much for gifting a tier 1 sub to VC as well as to Ganymede and Jeremy and Channel Wong to the Republic Girl as well as thank you so much, Silly. And thank you, Sal, for the raid. Much appreciated. I really love the 3rd Archer class. It's a really silly class. Yeah, I would like to play the Apostate. It's unfortunate I do not have it unlocked on either of the accounts there. Alright. I think that just about gets us familiar with the deck, except for Aim Shot. Deals 1 hit for 200% damage. This is our ability. Throw that down in the corner. This is our ability, so it will be in our hand every single turn. It also means that we will always have an arrow in hand to discard. There's shots, which themselves cost 0, but they deal 1 hit for 100% damage. And then Smoke Shot stuns a chosen enemy and increases its armor by 50 for 2 turns. A really good stalling tool. Doing pretty good in yourself, probably at. Alright. So we've got 100 gold that we can spend here at the very start as well. I'm always tempted by getting some runes at the blacksmith as well as a quest card from the Lost Soul. And if I'm going to be doing a lot of stalling, which I suspect I am going to be doing a lot of stalling with this character, I'm probably going to have time to get a quest card pretty well upgraded early on. So yeah, I feel pretty good about this. Let's do this. Sloth to get Slothful Impulse. Envy to get the Sword of Envy. Also, probably... I'm not really keen on any of these. I could... I can easily go Sloth. And then try and get more tanky cards. And that's almost certainly the way that I'm going to go with this. Because I'm going to have the ability to generate my own damage. Alright. Fine. You got us, game. We'll take it.
The blacksmith is hard at work when you approach him.
We don't have any quest lines to progress for any of these characters at the moment, I do not believe. Okay, so we could take a Cracked Ethel immediately, put that in the armor slot, get increased armor by 10, which is going to be pretty good for keeping us alive. Quite like that. Okay, that's the tab. There we go. That's back in the inventory. Runestone, pop that in the armor. If we can get like 3 Cracked Ethels, put them in there as well. Oh my god.
Good to see.
So about your monster, Candlemaker.
The monster must carry at least one more thing with him. I don't know what it is or who it belonged to, but we weren't a big group. Bring me that second item, and I think I'll be able to surprise you. In a good way.
Ah, right, so this is one of the ones that you can repeat. Apparently this guy just likes talking. What class is Regina today? Regina is playing the Zealot class. The idea is that we fire very infrequently, but we fire quite powerful shots. We have weak statistics, but we buff them with the right opening. Not going to be able to do anything with a Master at Arms. Honestly, I'm not going to be able to do anything with any of these people here. Unless... Actually, let's get a new body sewn, because I don't think I actually named this character at all. Also, it'll allow me to choose a new outfit, because that's not really rangery, you know? What is? No, that's not particularly right. Honestly, probably like no helmet there. That's a little bit rangery. That's not particularly rangery. That's very barbarian. No, you can't take aim with those shoulder pads. What are you talking about? I could see that being like a kind of ranger. Again, this is the Holo Dark Souls 1. No, thank you. No, those gloves don't look like they're ranging gloves. One shoulder pad on one side, no shoulder pad on the other side, because that's the one that you draw the bow to. I don't know. It's okay. Well, that's obviously this one's clearly for a ranger. Fair enough. Accept changes on that. Didn't look like I have the ability to name them though. All right, let's jump out into the actual the challenges, the fights, the bops. So I have more weird candle access now than I did previously. Good to see you, Hyperdoni. Catch you around on the other side. I have more access to weird candles now than I used to because I'm getting an extra weird candle after every boss and stuff like that. I'll try and use them more liberally so I won't spend all of my time with this oil painting filter kind of going over the screen. But we will be spending some time with it. Do apologize for that. Alright. Also, our ultimate ability down here charges by discarding any card. I think that counts discards as in the end of the turn. And then there's also the ultimate ability to draw one random elemental arrow. If we hold the right click on this, we can see the arrows that we can draw. Air shot just does increased damage. Water shot does damage reduction on the enemy. And then the fire shot does armor reduction on the enemy. Honestly, like, it counts the end of turn and it counts maneuvers played. Good. And discard from playing a maneuver. Oh, as in, like, playing the maneuver itself is a discard. Interesting. I could stun the enemy. Because this enemy is going to deliver more and more bops every single turn if it's, until it's stunned at least. Although I don't really have to stun the enemy. Lose 2 energy next turn. How bad could that really be for us? I'm gonna drop the stepping stone though. Okay. Ah, right. Yeah, it can be pretty bad if it prevents us from using sloth. Okay, and then we want to feint this turn. End of turn discard goes off. Good to be caught, Texan Tough. Happy Pride Month right back at you, Jimmy Dallard. This is now for 26 to 47. A wee bit low. Wee bit low. I could draw a random elemental arrow and hope that that gets us across the line. Honestly, I'm thinking it's probably Faints and the Wooden Flute this turn, and then kill in the next cycle. Perfect. Actually, I could even just Smoke Shot right now. It doesn't do any damage, so wouldn't have a problem with this. Alternatively, I could just summon the Elemental Arrow and it's almost certainly enough to kill already. Especially if I use the charge beforehand. You know what? I just trust it. I'm doing the charge. I'm summoning the random Elemental Arrow. It's a fire shot for 92 to 154. Yeah. I didn't play this. That's okay. We have fights. We have fights ahead of us. Okay. Options here for us. It's important to note that some of these maneuvers have more than 2 states. Fire shot reduces armor before dealing damage, by the way. Oh, that's good. That's good, because it feels like it wouldn't be useful otherwise, right? Because you are ginning up for one large hit. And if that large hit is the fire shot, which is decreasing the armor of the enemy, then what? You're going to start firing after that? No, of course not. Swift movement has 3 different states. The first is gain 30 armor for 4 turns, then gain 30 armor for 2 turns, then gain 30 armor this turn. There's Pebble Throw. Stun an enemy and reduces armor by 25 until the end of combat. That's an incredibly good maneuver, which means the other side is pretty garbage. Reduce the damage of all enemies by 50% for 2. That's actually not bad. I actually may just straight up take that. That's really good. I thought the other side was going to be something like, you know, lose 50% damage this turn. Something like that. Retreat tactics, gain 50 barrier, deal 1 hit for 50% damage, then gain 25 barrier, and then the final is deal 3 hits for 150% damage to random enemies. Not really the way we want to go with this. Again, with the whole building up as much of a buff as you possibly can for your next hit and then shooting off a giant arrow. It's Pebble Throw here for us. It's Pebble Throw through. Padded Weird Coif. Now, this is a weird one, right? Pressure points, every 4th hit in combat deals 50% more damage. Concussion, every 12th hit in combat stuns the enemy. We don't want to play that many cards. We don't want to play that many hits onto the enemies. However, our armor directly contributes to our ability to stall by being the thing that generates this barrier, as well as lowering the incoming damage. Any option that we have to increase our base armor is going to be the option we take. Cracked Tier, honestly, isn't actually useful in this slot for us at all, but it's better than not having it. Okay. That looks like a weird stone over there. I should be able to cycle around this side. That's a blood crystal being defended by... Oh, man. Not making it easy to see. That actually looks like it might be a light hunter. Yeah, it is. So Light Seeker. The Warp Light Seeker is actually less powerful because I have my lights off, so I'm pretty happy with this outcome. Tainted Force. Aimed shot. I've come in here with 50% extra damage already. I don't necessarily know why. Oh, right, the 50% extra damage on the first turn. Yes, never mind, I remember now. Tainted Force. I do want to get rid of Tainted Force. I could increase all of their damage by 50% for 2 turns and it wouldn't matter. Yeah, fine. Let's do that and faint. Atlas Pronto, thank you very much for the Prime subscription. Jury modes in chat and welcome back to the Republic. Pebble Throw, Sun Enemy reduces. I Ideally, I do want to get one of the humans down, the infected humans here. So I guess that's stun you and then stepping stone if I wanted to do that. And then I want to keep this on the faint side. So I can just let that disappear. I could play Sloth for 2 this turn if I really wanted to. Unbreakable Feint Sloth. Alright. Yep. We let a lot of those come out onto the field, and I'm not happy about it, but these things happen. One down. I may actually just summon this arrow pretty quickly as well. Should just be able to use Unbreakable Feints here. I already just fired stuff off as well, so I might as well get a couple extra shots in. Tainted Force. Definitely don't want to increase all of their damage. If at all, we can avoid that. Keep chipping you down. Smoke shot someone else. Okay, and then feints. Still don't want to use Tainted Force. So I guess I could use Bow Draw this turn then? Unless I want to use this to try and take someone out. Okay. Okay, actually, I like that. It's feints. Aim shot here. Didn't get the kill, that's okay. We use the shot to clean that up, and then we take a target to task for a turn. We lose the 2 extra energy next turn. Almost any individual defensive card will be enough for us. Or all of our enemies could decide that they are not going to attack us. They could be extremely, extremely kind. I'm gonna just pull out the arrow now because I feel like I'm wasting a lot of value by not using it already. Catch around, Shadowblood. One down. Stun you. Then we just hold for as long as we need to. Pebble Throw to stun you again and lower your armor. I can see it. And then I'll use Arrow Bag to draw 2 arrows, which I'll then discard at the end of the turn. And we'll summon a wimpy little arrow this time. That... Wait, is that not going to be enough? That's not going to be enough. It's okay. It's not going to kill us. In fact, it's not even going to damage us. Got him. Okay. Get our next level, Stagfather Charm. I still don't know what this does. Maybe the Stagfather will help, or maybe you'll just die. Not yet sure. We have here some options though. Close Quarters Combat, draw 2 arrows, and gain 30 armor for 3 turns. It costs 1 more charge than the Arrow Bag by base. When we draw arrows, we're reloading our hands such that, so that we have the ability to then discard them to get more damage. So it still is good to have arrows in this deck, even if I only really intend on ever playing 1. We've also got Spiritual Blows here, 0 costs, and it's a 4 charge. And it says draw 2 weak shots. You don't have to have these in your deck. It will just give you them instantaneously. They're Spirit Arrows. And then finally, the Flare Shot here. Place redirect effect on a chosen enemy until end of turn. Damage dealt to target's allies will be transferred to that target instead. I guess this is pretty good for invalidating certain combats. Not super keen on that one. I could take Close Quarters Combat here, but I could also probably either reroll or skip. I don't feel like any of these are making me particularly much stronger just yet. But I also don't want to spend all of my wealth before we actually do other things. Reroll. Bombardment. Multi-shot random enemies for 0% damage. Damage increased by 10% for every arrow in hand. And then the other side of bombardment is multi-shot increased by 25%. We aren't really multi-shot at all. Multi-shot is an interesting thing you can do where it'll use all of your arrow and spirit arrow cards in hand. It modifies their damage by the shown percentage. If empty, they will deal 100% damage. But the thing is, I'm not going to be able to modify all of those hits, at least as I understand it, not able to modify all of those hits by the preparation that I go in with. So if I prepared, you know, the 350% damage, it's not going to apply that to all of the arrows coming out of bombardment. And then we have Future Shot, deals a hit for 50% damage and reduces the cost of the next maneuver by 1 energy. Also not really where we want to go with this. I'm actually going to be skipping again. Cracked Ethel, happy to see you at the absolute least. We'll pop you up there. Each card played increases your damage by 5% this turn. So there's our Blood Altar.
Crystals.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it actually has more options than removal. I'm actually surprised by that. I'm gonna take the wealth here because I can translate that into removal. You aren't too bad, are you? You're a bore and this fight's a little annoying. Maybe I turn on the light for this. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the light on for this one. Not super on, just halfway. Distraction to reduce all their damage. You're doing it to all enemies. Okay, so you're not targeting yourself. Bounty Hunter is giving us the trapped cards. I could see just like a bow drawn feints and just holding out this turn. Maybe we stun the Bounty Hunter. Yeah, I'll stun the Bounty Hunter. None of that right now, thanks. You forgot your monster train rule for rerolling. Only reroll when you're looking for something specific. The problem is I can't apply that in this game because I don't know the full tool set. So I just assume there's something better out there for me. Tainted Force. If not played next turn, I gain 10 armor. It's pretty good. I could Feints and Sloth. Again, it's not the fastest Sloth, because I keep using it with only 2, but it's good enough for now. Red Boko, thank you very much for the Prime subscription. Jeromotes and chat, and welcome back to the Republic. This is how many raps could Rhapsody rap, and Rhapsody could rap raps. At least one. Thank you very much for the Prime subscription. And yes, I would be looking for specific things like large shots, AoE, things that allow us to stall in particular. However that stall should come about. Things that enable me to play multiple different maneuver chains would be particularly good as well. I've got some broad things I'm looking for. I just don't know what the cards are that will provide them. It's possible there are no cards that provide those things. You know, I'm on a fool's journey, a fool's quest right now. It's possible, but I hope not that likely. Feints. And then I think we just wait one more turn and then we murder the Forest Sentinel over there. My extra armor by base, like not just the fact that I got a passive that increased our armor by 10, but also on top of that have an Ethel from the very start here. I'm quite powerful by base with this deck. I'm not too fussed. This aim shot is not huge, but I want to charge again this turn. I can have one last turn of charging. Another Unbreakable Fates is 30. Yeah, we can do one last turn of charging. This turn, gain 100% damage, lose 25 armor for 3 turns. Actually? No, that's not going to be enough, is it? And then the shot isn't going to be amplified either. Yeah, we're probably not actually using that. Alright, let's get this arrow. Air shot for enough. All it needed to be was enough. What lowered all of their armor by 25? Yeah, I figured that wasn't going to be enough after the fact. Let's go for feints. Yeah, I think at this point I do just throw shots as well. By level 21, you can have it so that your barrier never depletes. You can get to level 21? I thought it stopped you from getting things anymore at level 20. Unless I'm being bamboozled here, in which case, best of luck bamboozling the bamboozler. I should have played the disturbance there. Could have got it out of the deck. It's my bad. No more trashing my deck, please. The flute of 50 armor to everyone until the end of battle is great. There's another flute. What? Can you get him to play different songs? Oh, I hope to encounter that Pied Piper again then. Yeah, we're not going to be doing much damage for a while, so... How am I going to defend this turn? Guess we're going to do that, which means we've got to charge to discard exclusively 1 card. Ugh. Yeah, let's just get this big old shot and big old dunk on this nerd. Can't even say Polo, Gobby.
So, what did you learn
Sorry,
today?
Paolo. Polo? Polo. I've freed your friend, Armed Wanderer.
The man is visibly surprised as he listens to your story. He's even more surprised to learn that his friend lives in your village.
Thank you. Then please greet him from me.
Oh! I see. I see. I do you a favor, you do me no favors. Yeah, I see how it is. Let's remove a card from the deck. My instinct is to discard one of the shots. I know that's going to make the charging a little less efficient, but it seems the most obvious of the removals. Catch around, Pandana. Oh.
The choking stench of tallow permeates the air. The candlemaker's house stands alone within the weirdness. The inquisitive tendrils held at bay by dozens of flickering weird candles.
Look for the weird candles then.
Inside the candlemaker's old house, you find a couple of weird candles. You grab them and leave as quickly as possible.
Thanks? Yeah, we have a lot of weird candles now, although I do not want to turn any on before this next fight. Quivers I cut and almost never use Zealot because they're not as good. It's fair. They don't seem to be particularly incredible so far. Is this another sloth for 2? I think it is. Some awkward sloths going on here, but as long as it works out well in the end. Which it definitely seems to, so I'm happy enough with that. I don't want to debuff the infected humans before they do an AoE because they actually hit one another. So I guess I'll just Unbreakable Feints, and Arrow Bag. More damage eventually. Well, I admit, I wasn't expecting this. I figured I would have a defensive card this turn. Just one. Anywhere. Somewhere. Alright, we'll probably go for Distraction and then a Wooden Flute as well. I'm going to take 3 damage this turn. Unfortunately, that's sometimes how it happens. Hold a bow. Actually, if I do 2 Unbreakable Feints here, I should be able to just pick up an arrow and kill. You? And 100 extra damage. I don't think extra damage for Hold a Bow right now is going to be worth it. Like, maybe we would have been able to take that target down with the extra damage. But it would have made it a lot harder to defend on following turns. Let's go for a feint. I could just Stepping Stone pass. That's probably the right play too. There's a lot of delay in this build. I'm gonna need to find ways to ramp this faster. How do we ramp it faster? Honestly, it's probably gonna be born out of what skill options I get. So I just gotta keep on keeping on and hope that I find something that gives us a faster ramp that we can kind of aim towards more effectively. Pebble Throw. Yeah, I mean, just Pebble Throw you. Drop a normal feint. Pass. I mean, I could definitely use Hold a Bow and kill this turn. Fine. You should use this for a single kill on one of the ones that's charging, right? Base damage of this is 6 to 10, 12 to 20. With the modifier thereafter as well. Okay. So it's aim shot, kills one of those. Shot, kills one of those. Pull out a elemental arrow. Not enough damage. Yeah. Fine. I just had faith in it because I can't do the calculations on it yet. I don't know how the damage is calculated of those exactly. Well. Gotta break a few eggs to make a few broken eggs. That's what they say. Pretty sure. Oops. Totally missed the fact that I've still got that negative armor, so I wasn't defending there. Charge up and swap this back to the first side. My favorite class is a Sentinel. That Phantom Shoot is just Autumn. The Phantom Shoot is pretty cool. No lies detected. Alright. Good level. Upshot. Deal 1 hit for 400% damage. Next turn, lose an energy. Upshot's a pretty good card. Agile Draft. This I don't understand. It's worse than the Quivers in the base deck. in all ways. I guess maybe... No, but all of the arrow classes have the arrow bag, don't they? Why would that is? Why would that is there? Because I don't understand. This one confuses me. Exposition, deal a hit for 100% damage, gain 50% damage for 2 turns, upgrades to 1 hit for 200% damage, 100% damage for 2 turns, and then the final is the climax, a hit for 400% damage, lose 50% damage for 2 turns. It's upshot. It's 100% upshot for us here. It's no ways around that one. Killing an enemy grants you +3 ultimate charges. Not awful. Munitions recycling. Every discarded arrow and spirit arrow increases the damage of the next hit by 10%. Well, that's more something. And then Stairs of Bodies. After killing an enemy, gain 100% damage for the next hit. The red symbol on the arrow bad. Yeah, it's the cost in terms of ultimate charges. You spend ultimate charges for them. I think it's got to be munitions recycling for us. I mean, if we're really trying to play into what the Zealot does, we're not really combo killing enemies in the same turn, right? We're building up, destroying one. Building up, destroying one, you know? Cracked Stand. Reduce the armor of all enemies by 10. Happy to have it. Just one more Cracked Ethel. Come on. Come on, game. I know you've got it for me. You tucked it away somewhere for safekeeping, and now I am calling on it. Florist is down there. Looks like a pack of enemies with... Oh, Wisp as well as the cat. Okay, I don't love that. Although, actually, the problem with Wisp is usually that I'm trying to do many small attacks to it. I guess this may be exactly the class against... or for whom the Wisp is no longer really a big problem. That pack of enemies isn't particularly threatening either. Double removal. Double removal? Double removal.
The local hunters.
Double removal. Deranged Red Priest. There's a hell of a particle effect going on right now. Distraction to lower everyone's incoming damage. I mean, like, the Faints is already giving us the full protection. Tainted Force. Next turn, lose 50 armor. Definitely don't want that, so we'll gain the 10% damage this turn instead. Burn that card. Play Faints. I guess I will also play Distraction here. Just to get more damage. Stepping Stone. Interesting. Faint Stepping Stone this turn. Well, Faint's Arrow Bag Stepping Stone this turn. We're pretty far along the way to being able to kill this Forest Sentinel. Why will you never let me play Sloth for 3? I just want to play Sloth for free. I mean, if I leave it in the deck and just wait real long, I can probably get to it, but don't want to do that. I kind of just want to upshot this turn. Risk it. I risked it for the biscuit, but the biscuit was a lie. 30. What? You're so defended. Why must you be so defended? I mean, I say that, and yet I imagine my enemies think the same of me. Yeah, Upshot's incredible. It's so dense a card. Deal a hit for almost no damage, but next turn I lose 50% damage if I don't do it. I can probably take out the Deformed Peasant here. Let's do that. Let's do that. Gimme. Excuse me? squeeze. I mean, it does reduce the enemy's armor by a bunch as well, so then I can just fire off these other shots and kill you. But still, how dare? Raps found card removal, TDR. Thin deck Raps is about to appear. Oh, you best believe. That is exactly how I do this. I'll be honest, I don't like Upshot. You have it sitting in the ult. That is fair, but sometimes I will end up in situations... Actually, you know what? No, I can't make that claim. I played two of the Archer classes in off-camera runs before. I have a leg to stand on. Yet. Arrowback? I guess. Yeah, it's still not going to be enough. I want to play you for 3 because it's multiples of 3 away, right? So if I play in 2 different fights, this for 3, I run away with it. Just let me do it. Please, it'll be so good. Gosh. Just waiting again. We'll get you one of these days. 2 cards less on the next turn. Not super threatened by that at all. Right, let's get this arrow. You're decent damage already. What if I doubled it? Then started giving you some bops? Not the turn I was looking for. So I'm looking for a turn where this enemy doesn't attack. And I draw Sloth. Doesn't attack. How dare you? Although I have Smoke Shot, so I can just Sloth and Smoke Shot. Yeah, I'll just Smoke Shot again. Whew. Unbreakable Feint. Stepping Stone, pass. Upshot. I mean, look, there's a downside. Like, you lose an energy in the next turn, but there's also an upshot. Ooh, crack stand. Can I have one of either of those now, please? The hunt was successful and you feel the Stagfather's gratitude. And they feel the lack of maneuvers in my deck.